had to put my hair up because otherwise I'm going to get it all over gel. But anyway, we're going to be using the same cover tips that I used on my last video, which are these. I misspoke in the last video when I said these were 2XL. They're actually just XL / almond tips. I find these, I don't know, just like really intriguing. I love the shape. I'm just now kind of getting into the oval shape. I don't know, I find it so flattering for some reason. So I'm just gonna go ahead and size these out, buff them, and prep them for gel application, and then we'll be back to apply base colors and all that jazz. So enjoy the tunes. Also, please do let me know if you enjoy me showing this part of the process, because sometimes I feel like it's pretty repetitive, and I don't want to be repetitive, obviously, but for some reason, I just find this step to be actually kind of fun to watch. That's not everybody's cup of tea to like watch somebody buff or file, you know? I feel like it's fun for me. All right, friends, quick outfit change. So let's get to the gel application. Here's where I'm at with the color palette. I did want to do something a lot brighter, a lot more springy, but I also want to keep it light because I want to use my watercolor pencils. So I figure that this pastelish kind of color palette should work. I'm anticipating the 10 nails to have different designs, okay? So that is what I'm hoping to do. We'll see if we have it in us to make 10 different designs. So I'm just gonna lay down the initial layer, the base color layer, and then we can like chit chat as I do so, because I'm feeling a little chatty, just a little bit. So any hoosers, let's start off with this pink one because it's like calling my name. I'm gonna start with the thumbnail. I guess I should put a glove on, right? And I'm likely going to have to add 2 coats. But let's just see how she looks after she's cured. I did mention in my community post why I couldn't post on Monday. I basically work on my videos the entire week. Creating nail content, creating content period takes hours upon hours, but nail content in particular, I kind of feel like takes like twice as long, because not only are you making sure that you're in frame, making sure that your footage is, you know, as crisp and clear as possible, but you're also working on the nail art, which that in and of itself takes ages. So usually what happens is that, you know, I'll start nail prep on one day, and then especially when I'm doing extensions on myself, there's something on my nail. But yeah, especially when I am working on extensions on myself, I feel like that also takes forever because you're technically only working with one good hand at a time. So that can get a little tricky. I work in stages depending on the day. And as I was working on my last set, I've had issues with my external drive. I have one of those, like, I think it's called Lassier. It looks more like Lassie to me, but Lassier external drives. Why is there so much stuff in this gel polish? I do not know. Anyway, a few weeks ago, I accidentally left my laptop unattended, and kitties are adorable, but when they get the zoomies, y'all, they run wild, basically. They run amok. So this time was no different. And because I left my computer unattended, my laptop, on the couch, mind you, they unfortunately knocked it over and the laptop basically landed on its side, bending the cable while it was still inserted in the external drive. Oh my goodness. It was just like, it was awful. So I thought I was going to be able to get away with just buying a new cable because after that, the cable kind of bent at the port. So you guys probably are like, I don't care, but I have to get it off my chest. So anyway, I order the new cable. I'm like, hell yeah, I can work again. Great. And it works fine for like a couple of weeks, maybe less, given that I was sick. So I wasn't working with it as much. Long story long, it stopped working. Like altogether, even with the new cable, it wasn't turning on, like my computer wasn't recognizing my external drive. So yeah, bro, I basically, like while I was in the middle of my video, that's when it stopped working altogether and I had to get a new external drive. So now I have a new one. It does seem a lot faster than the one that I was using, which is fun times. But yeah. So that happened. I was so upset, dude. I'm not at my kitties, of course not. They're angels and I love them so, so much. And kitties are going to do what they're going to do, you know? But I was more so like disappointed in myself because I'm like, yo, I just am not trying to spend external drive kind of money at the moment, but it is a need, not a want. So it had to get done. Luckily for me, I was trying to look at things on the bright side, you know. I've had a rough few days mentally, surprise, surprise. And I'm not trying to like complain here or anything. I'm like, everything is okay. I'm overall fine. I think it's just the frequency with which we all receive news. I feel like that has really been kind of detrimental to my mental health. And yeah, man, it's just, it can be kind of rough, bro. As I've mentioned before, like I want my channel to be a place in which everybody is free to like express themselves in a respectful manner and that we're free to talk about mental health. I understand that some people look to different platforms for distraction from their own like mental health struggles. And of course, I want this to be a space for that. But I just don't find it very helpful when people hold each other to that always happy, never talk about anything negative kind of standard, you know? And I'm not trying to like use my mental health for content. But as I've mentioned in the past, I want to be able to say whenever I don't feel good, and I've just not felt good. With so much uncertainty and like craziness happening in the US, it is a daily struggle for me. It's like it's affecting my sleep because when I sleep, I wake up in the morning and I don't feel well rested. And not just that, but like y'all, I've been having some crazy ass dreams. In the last video, the one that was lost, I'm kind of glad that I didn't have that video to work with because I was telling you guys about this horrendous nightmare that I had, and now looking back at it, I'm like, nobody needs to hear my awful nightmares. No one needs to hear that. But yeah, I had these really gross nightmares, and I just realized what is being recorded here because it does not seem like, it seems like both of these are being recorded. Oh my god. I think I just messed up something on my microphone and that's gonna suck if the sound is off, but oh well. Anyway, yeah, I've just had like crazy ass dreams. I haven't been feeling very well rested, and sometimes it is just helpful to say things out loud. And I think that's what that video was just supposed to be. Just an opportunity for me to talk about my nightmare out loud, move on with my day. Today, I had another awful dream. I won't go into detail, but it was basically my annual teeth falling out dream. Disgusting. Absolutely gross. Usually when I have those dreams, not very dramatic. It's like like a tooth or two or a handful of teeth. Bro, this morning, I just hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. I hope that you're all doing something that makes you happy and that takes your mind off of things because it is brutal out in the world. Oh my gosh, dude, I love this color. Look at it. Love it. I really have no sketch for this design. I'm basically just kind of winging all of it. I did draw a sketch kind of planning out my little scribbles that I want to use, but I didn't plan out the entire set as I usually do, which is kind of fun for me, honestly. Like both ways are fun. Working on nails is fun in general for me, but yeah, it's also kind of cool when I don't necessarily have any particular vision in mind, something that I want to try and fun things that I feel like would look cool. That is what I'm kind of aiming for with this set. Love these shades. I love these gels. The only thing I'm kind of sort of worried about is that some shades, like this pink one, might be a little too dark for me to scribble on, so that we'll see how I go about it, because I also want to do some sculpting. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't think I did. I want to do a little bit of sculpting with 3D gel. I think that'll be fun. So yeah, so maybe that is a nail on which I can sculpt instead of drawing with the watercolor pencils. Oh, also, this set was more so inspired by a nail artist that I've mentioned before, sometime last year, I think. His name is Fantasia. He is a nail artist from Mexico City. I love his work. It's so much fun to follow him on Instagram. He's also mentioned a few times that he appreciates people being inspired by his work, but he's also mentioned how he wishes that more people would take that inspiration and really just make it their own, which is it's also something that I can see why he would be upset, you know, and he has every right to express his feelings and what he thinks. Personally, I find that it's a lot more for me, right? I'm not speaking for him or what I think he should focus on. No. He expresses himself the way that he needs to, and I totally respect it. What I kind of look for to credit other creators who inspire you, I feel like that should be standard. What do people call it? Common etiquette or whatever. It's important, you know, to make sure that we're crediting other creators. And I try my best to always mention if I am inspired by somebody to mention it in the video, or I do also include any creators that I mention, I include their information. But yeah, coming up with a unique, completely unique design is not easy, you know? And not just that, but I also do believe in that when other people copy others' work, it's also a way in which they can practice certain techniques, get better at their own craft. Because I do feel like your art style will develop with time. And the more comfortable that you are using your supplies, using different mediums, I suppose, whether it's acrylic or gel or polygel, what have you, the more that you use them, the quicker you are going to develop your own style. So yeah, that's just something that I try to keep in mind. And whenever I do take inspiration from someone, I do try my hardest to mention it, or at the very least mention, hey, this is who inspired my set. But even if you if you show the picture of the set that you were inspired by, you know, I feel like that's also helpful. But anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think about taking inspiration from other nail artists. As I said, I think for me, you know, the most important thing for me is always crediting. I don't know where I was going with that. I think just because that was something that I was kind of thinking about the last couple of days. My goal is always trying to make my own set off the top of my head. But as I said, sometimes it's not easy. So it is a great exercise to look at other people's work or even different artwork that can kind of help bring about inspiration for your own sets. But anyway, yeah, that's just something that I've been thinking about. And even when I do mention oh, so-and-so inspired the set, I always do my very, very best to make the set my own. And it's a good challenge for me. I feel like part of the excitement for me when it comes to nail art is the fact that I get to express myself however I want. And that to me is a lot more exciting when I get to make my own thing, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, we've got the base colors already down. I'm very excited. These look very colorful. I did go ahead and order the ceramic matte from Function of X. This is a recommendation. Oh my gosh, this is so sick. Cool. This was recommended by so many of you, as well as my girl, The Devil Wears Press-Ons here on YouTube. So anything that she recommends, I'm definitely like, I will get it. I do want to give it a quick try, and I'm gonna try it against the Zero Matte Top from DVOK just to see what the difference is, and so that I myself can know which matte top would work best with my watercolor pencils. So I'm gonna try it on the whites. I'm gonna do the DVOK on this one and the Function of X on the other. Something that I do experience with this DVOK one is that it does kind of separate a little bit when you apply it over top of an inhibition layer. So the way that I try to kind of keep it from doing that is just applying a super generous coat and going over it a million times with my brush until it no longer separates. This is looking pretty good. All right, so now the ceramic matte. Y'all, Function of X is literally one of my favorite brands. I just love their entire aesthetic. I love their packaging. I'm subscribed to their newsletter. They, once in a while, will send kind of like an inspo mood board, and it's always so fun. I don't know, I feel like when brands do cool things like that, it just makes them stand out so much more from the rest. And I do love their products. Like, the products themselves are A+, dude. All right, so this says cure for 60 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right quick. All right, so right off the bat, let's see. So there's a matte sensation over top of the Function of X. And then here on the DVOK one, there usually isn't too much. I feel like you still have to wipe it. Otherwise, you'll end up with patchy pigment. But any hoosers, I'm going to go ahead and just wipe both just to make sure that everything is equally prepped. Let's see. So let's try the watercolor pencils. I've also seen that some people will actually buff the top of the nail, but I'm going to skip that and see what happens. If I have to, I will, but I'm just going to kind of wing it at this point. Now let's see, what do I want to scribble? I'm going to grab the yellow, the red, and blue. I'm going to draw a little rainbow. I've actually never used color pencils or watercolor pencils for that matter on nails, so this is a first. So it does feel like you have to really press down. I'm gonna use the yellow now. Fun. This is coming out great, dude. So far so good. And by the way, this is the Function of X nail, and I kind of want to keep it very playful, almost childlike. So I'm not aiming for anything perfect here. Creating without caution, as Function of X suggests. How adorable. Look at this. Look at this. I love it. Okay. Let me go over that blue just a little more. Wow. So I do want to add little clouds, even if it's just like the outline of a cloud. I'm going to try to use this black pencil. I also have fine tip pens, so I could also use this for scribbling. Yeah, it's working. How cute. Stop it. Why am I getting teary-eyed? Get out of here, Marina. Look at this. This is so ducking cute. Oh my gosh. Sick. Hell yeah. I'm gonna try to do maybe a couple of stars on this nail. The one thing though that I will say is you do have to like press down, girl. Like press down real hard. Oh my gosh, I'm not even in the center of screen. Okay, so this is a little difficult. There we go. Eee. To help these kind of stand out a little bit more, I'm gonna go over the star with the black, and it's gonna be a little rough, but that's kind of the point, you know? Okay. All right, I think that's all I want to do to this one. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Beetles base gel and hope to God that the colors don't run. Nope, they look good. Oh my goodness, this looks so adorable. Oh, I'm stoked. Okay, yay, the word. Why don't we do, for the DVOK nail, maybe a couple of cherries? I'll do a strawberry. You know what? This almost looks like a tulip. I'll do some flowers. I did have something in mind for the 3D gel, which was to add puffy flowers to the set. So that is still something that I want to do. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind. Okay, does this look like a strawberry or no? It almost looks like an acorn with the wrong colors. Or like a radish. Oh, there we go. I think I just had to fix like the bottom part. Let me see if I can do, no, not really. I was trying to do like the little seeds, but I might have to do them in black. No, it looks like a watermelon. Whoopsies. It's fine. What else do I want to do here? Like a little spiral or something? Okay, this is proving to be kind of hard. Watercolor pencils do come off with isopropyl alcohol. So just FYI, if you do make a big boo-boo, you can just take it off with some alcohol. No, I don't like that. I was just trying to do like little, well, maybe I could just keep doing it. I'm just trying to make like little scribbles. And this could be one of those scribbles where I kind of use the 3D gel to make it pop a little bit more. So I won't like beat myself up about it if it doesn't come out really good. Because we're going to make it good, okay? Gonna make it work. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I am noticing though that it's, I don't know if it's just in my head or what, but it's kind of more difficult to scribble over top of this matte top. It could just be me though. I could be making that up. I don't love that orange. Let me see what I can do. It will stain. I think the best thing to do for this nail and that little space in particular is just to add the 3D gel to cover up that slate staining. But I like it. I like it overall. I'm gonna add my base gel. So cute. You guys have to try this. This is so fun. Totally worth it. So I'm gonna lock in for a second and just kind of scribble a little bit more, and then we'll be back to play around with the 3D gel. Let's see what I come up with. All right, so I've gone ahead and added the base gel to the nails that needed the base gel. And now I'm going to go ahead and work with the 3D gel. So I've brought out quite a few different options. Let me push these back again. So I have the Crisania Neri collection, jelly collection. These are all super fun colors. I also have these 3 from Honey Girl. They're supposed to be like glow in the dark, although I always forget to show you guys how these glow in the dark, but they do. They're also super fluorescent looking, which is, hello, there we go, which is great for a set such as this one. And then I also have this Extend Gel from Born Pretty. It's this super bright red color, which I'm psyched to use. Actually, I want to use this one first. I'm going to go ahead and move everything else off to the side. I think what I'd like to do is maybe just like a flower first. I'm just going to make like a big noodle and then cut equal parts here, or somewhat equal. And then each of these little balls is going to be our flower petal. And I kind of want to make this look more like, almost like a balloon flower, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to roll out this ball ever so slightly, kind of like that. And then just do that for all of these. And I'm going to put it on this nail. So kind of like that. Then I'm going to take my silicone conical tool, dip it in a little bit of alcohol, and then start kind of gathering these, kind of joining them and shaping them to a shape that I want. I kind of want to make sure that there is enough room in the center for the center of the flower. I forgot what part of the flower that is. Okay. And I'm just going to cure that right quick. And then that is going to be basically the process to the rest of the nails. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the face cam just because it's a lot to focus on at once. But you'll still be able to hear me if I have something to say or if I have any tips that I might want to give y'all. So yeah. All right, that one might be a little big, but no, it's actually perfect. Look at how cute. Hey guys, so it's editing Mida here. Apologies for my hoarseness still. The 3D gel application is slightly haphazard on some of the nail designs, and I'll talk a little bit more about my feelings toward the end of the video, but I'm not entirely pleased with how some of this turned out. This tends to happen whenever I don't have a complete sketch of what it is that I want to do. I always try to have a sketch, but sometimes it works out not having a sketch, but other times, many of the times rather, I really need it. And it's just something that I have learned to accept within myself. It's going to keep happening. I run out of time. I sometimes don't have enough time to sketch out a full thing. And I thought it would be sufficient to just have like a general idea, but it just doesn't quite work out on some of these. You'll see. Anyway, I am trying a new technique here with my 3D gel, and I've seen other nail girlies do this, and I wanted to give it a try. So because I don't have all the super cool colors of 3D gel, I found that this is actually a really cool option for getting whatever color that you want, basically. If you have the pigment powder, you can definitely get whatever color it is that you are looking for. I did try to use something that I do suggest that if you are going to try out, if you have a clear 3D gel, that would be perfect. Otherwise, just get something that is as close to the color of the pigment that you'll be using, and you should be fine. A couple other additions to my gel collection are these potted gels from Ball Pit Nails. I bought the bundle of white and black, and I really have to play around with these a little bit more to form a better opinion about these, or like a more informed opinion about these. I mean, so far so good. They worked pretty well. I did have slight issues with the black one curing, but I think it's just because the black one is a lot more opaque and it needs to cure much longer. So that's really like the only hiccup that I had while using these. I also use a red potted gel, and that one is actually from AliExpress, so it's not ball pit, just FYI. So here you're gonna see the shape of my bear head change, and that is because I added a little bit more gel to the head part. I did think that the ears were too big for the size of the head that I used, so I just added a little bit more gel. I also wanted to add a little more pizzazz to these, and so I added some of the sequin hearts and stars that I have in my collection just to make things a little more interesting. I kind of wish I would have added some glitter to the background of some of these at least, but I don't know. The little sequin pieces did okay. Also going to be using some of this carving gel on some of the nails, as you will see, and I do add a little bit of primer to the surface of the nail wherever I'm going to be placing the carving gel or the carving clay, because otherwise it won't stick very well. So yeah, that's just a little trick that I do. I added some matte top coat to the cloud as well as the bear head. this point, my camera battery died, so I did have to use my phone for this little portion of the video. And this is where I sculpt out a little frog. I thought it was so cute. Oh my goodness, I'm so in love with this nail. It's probably my favorite out of the entire set. Even though I wish I would have added some doodles to this nail, it still came out really cute. And the frog is adorable. It's not very proportionate, and as I mentioned already in the video, that wasn't necessarily a goal to be super duper proportionate. I know I kind of fussed around with the bare head, but that one I felt like really needed it. Whereas this one, I feel like if you don't look at it for very long, you won't even notice the disproportionate eyeballs, okay? But it's super cute, and I'm very happy with the outcome. Okie dokie friends, it's the next day and I went ahead and finished the set. Am I super happy with it? No. I kind of like the designs that have the sculpted little charms that I did. I do like those very, very much. And I like the watercolor pencil nails, but only the ones that have the white background, because as it turns out, the colors just don't really pop on the ones that have the different colored base. I hope that made sense. For instance, this yellow one with the red heart in the center, I like the actual little scribble that I did. I do like that. I just don't like the way that the colors just don't really pop on this yellow background. I'm freaking loving the frog design. The frog design is so cute. My goal wasn't to be super perfect with my charms. I wanted there to still be kind of like this playfulness, this imperfect kind of look to the set. So I do like how that looks on some designs, but on other ones, I'm just not. This other one, for instance, this one with the little purple swirl and the random little piece here for 3D gel. I'm not crazy about that one, and I wasn't really sure like how to go about it. It looks pretty top heavy toward the cuticle. I did this little chain link on the middle nail. I like it and I don't. Like I like it because I think it's a really cute idea, but I do wish that I would have had like a different background. Maybe adding glitter or something that could help the actual little chain link thing kind of stand out a little bit more. Overall, I do think I like the set kind of together. Any hoosers, that's going to be it from me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. It helps me out so much, and I'd really appreciate it. If you are not subscribed yet and would like to hang out with me in the future, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.